All right. Yo, yo, yo. What's good, everybody? It is your boy, Lincoln Clay, coming back at you with another live stream. How's everybody doing today? You guys know what to do. Felicidad on 500. Oh, that must be congratulations. Hey, thanks, Spartan God, and you are first. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I go through the propers. You guys know what to do. Hit the bell icon, hit the like button, blase. If you're new to the channel, all that good stuff. And so I meant to do this podcast yesterday, but true to form, I fell asleep and woke up, and it was already a half hour late to the Roundtable podcast as it was. And then by the time we ended the roundtable, it was so late, there was no way I could do a podcast that late. So I decided to wait until this morning when I woke up. And then, ironically, I fell asleep after the roundtable and just got up about an hour ago. So before I get into the ins and outs of about the momentous occasion that I hit, I want to inform everyone that later on today, I plan to do another podcast. I think it's honestly, I think it's going to be the Lincoln Show with special guests, Gamertag VR. I don't really think I'm going to do the live from Wakanda this week because while there's been some interesting news this past week, I haven't taken down enough notes that I think I would be able to sustain a long enough show. So, but I did put together about 15 questions for Gamertag VR, and we're shooting for a time of between 2 and 2:30 Eastern time. And so I definitely look forward to having him coming on. I let him know that I've got some questions, VR and non-VR related questions for him. And he's pretty good with that. So definitely look forward to having him on the show later on today. Uncompetitive, what is up? Also, in addition to the Lincoln Show, we're going to call this the Lincoln Show VR edition. In addition to that, I still plan to do another podcast sometime today, sometime tomorrow, when I'll do some actual giveaways. And so, speaking of giveaways, Guy Code, what is up? Yeah, I see some of you are falling in here kind of late, so I might end up having to repeat some of this. But again, speaking of giveaways, Squash Potato, what is up? Boy, my stomach just growled, so obviously I'm gonna have to grab a bite after this. Either that or work it in while I'm still doing the podcast. But I want to send a big shout out to Mark Allport. He sent me a friend request on Oculus, and then he subscribed to my channel, and he and it turned out that he is subscriber number 500. So I got in touch with him. I left him a message and thanked him for being sub number 500. Thanked him for sending me a friend request on Oculus, and let him know that I'd like to offer him a game on Steam. So I'm just waiting for him to get back with me and let me know what game that he wants. So I really appreciate that. And so before I get into detail about the giveaways, so the podcast, the giveaways are going to happen on the next, not the next podcast, but it will happen on a podcast. Thank you so much, Uncompetitive. The giveaways will happen either later today or sometime tomorrow. So this podcast is more or less to let everybody know what the requirements are going to be. And so I think for a grand prize, I'm going to give away $75. And for that, you will need a PayPal account, and pretty much no exceptions on that. because that's to give our European friends a fair chance to win, because you know in the past, some of the codes that I gave away and stuff like that, they were mostly for North America. But I got it figured out how I can give some things away and include our European friends. So starting with that, the grand prize is going to be $75. And again, you must have a PayPal account for that. Ooh, excuse me. I think I'm going to give away a couple of games, and how I plan to do that is, um, I'm gonna get a randomizer like I did before, and the winner of those games, basically, what'll happen is, um, I'll pretty much set a here's how I'll do it. I'll pretty much set a limit on how much the game can cost. And I think what you can do is you'll have to do a little bit of legwork. Jay Fields, what's up? Christopher Hart, what's up? So for the game giveaways, you'll have to do a little bit of legwork. So what you'll do is when I announce you as the winner, I'll let you know, hey, you got maybe a $30 or $40 limit on the games that I'll give away. And so what you can do is you go to G2A and search for the game you want, and make sure you find the key that you're looking for. You send that link back to me on Twitter, and then I'll buy the game and then send the code back to you. So that way I know that you're getting what you're looking for. So whatever it is, whether it's so go to G2A, and make sure you find what you're looking for. Make sure it is the correct key for the correct region that you are in. So that's how I plan to do that. You have to add me on Twitter. Yeah. Just a second. So right there, that is my Twitter for anyone who has not added me. Hey, Guy Code, I see you. I may want to save that money towards a reliable PC. You know what? I really got a good feeling about this Alienware. I do. I think it's gonna last. Um, the CyberPower PC, it had the specs to perform. Cyber Dragon, morning, congrats, reaching 500 subs. I'm approaching 50 yourself. Hey, good job, man, and I appreciate the support. Jason Elliott, my dude, maybe the only channel I know of talking about VR will pay off in the long run. There's a whole lot of VR channels out there. And Craig Harris, what is up? What's going on, good friend? Dawn, Ice Queen Gaming, how are you? And thank you so much for the congratulations. And Guy Code, to talk about that PC thing again real quick, I was happy with the CyberPower PCs. They did perform, but at the same time, they showed signs of being buggy. I would turn the PC on, shut it off. The next time I turn it on, I would get that black, media message, please insert media, all that bullshit. So it was starting to happen like every other time until it finally happened to where it just wouldn't go away. So when I got the second CyberPower PC, I tried to make it a point to stay away from downloads that I thought might have affected that PC. But but the same thing happened all over again. And this time after, and then after the second one died, and everybody was saying, hey, did you do this? Did you do that? Did you do this? And the one thing that stood out to me in particular was Sick Humor asking me, did you have that PC setting on the carpet? And I said, yes, and he was like, put it on a wood board next time. So with this Alienware PC, I don't have a wood board laying around, but what I did do is the The box that my Oculus Rift came in has styrofoam padding in it, so it's very strong in terms of support. So I'm using that. I use that to set my PC on top of that, and this PC is performing on, and I like it. I love it. Squash Potato, you excited for the new PS5, but it comes out in like 3 years. Everybody still seems to be speculating that it could come out in March of 2020. I think the PlayStation VR you talking about, I think that could possibly be like 3 years away, which I hope isn't the case. I hope it releases day and date, along with the console itself. I would like to think that said please get a wood board. Yeah, I'll get one. It's just I'm not in a position where I can just get it at the drop of a dime, but I'll get one. Um Spartan guy, you said I know Lincoln can't wait till his sub count is over 9,000. Said, man, go get some plywood from Lowe's. All right. Fatal Sharad, what's going on? So, what do we got here? Fall 2020, early 2020 looks very iffish. Okay. You said Jason Elliott, I went into Best Buy for a first time in about 6 months, and I can't believe how far behind on tech I already am. Yeah, I know what you mean. I do have to recommend that when it comes to electronics, I do have to recommend that if if you're uncertain about the quality or the durability of a certain electronic that you might have your eye on, then I recommend getting it from Best Buy. I also recommend getting a warranty on it because out of all the outlets that I've gone through, I think Best Buy has been the easiest to deal with. The Root of Legends, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And Guy Code, I'm out, everyone. Congrats, Lincoln. Keep up the good work. Appreciate it. Do what you do. Hey, Guy Code, make sure you come back and listen to the rest of this podcast so you can, like I said, stay so you can get the details on how I plan to do the giveaways later on today or tomorrow. Spartan guy, you said PSVR 2 with wireless will come out in 2022, 2023. I've got mixed feelings about when the PSVR 2 is going to come out. I'm not going to lie. If I was still playing the PSVR solely and no other VRs, I would be losing my mind wanting Sony to hurry up and get the PSVR 2 out ASAP. But now that I've got Oculus Rift and I've been exposed to Steam, I've been exposed to a totally different world. And Steam, for the most part, has what I'm looking for VR because there is a trillion VR games out there, and there is a ton of multiplayer games out there, and I want that perfect balance of having good, compelling single player games to play as well as multiplayer games. And so, excuse me. So I think between the PlayStation VR and Oculus, I think I will get both of those. And so because of that, I'm fine whenever they bring us the PlayStation VR 2. I mean, I would say the biggest reason why I would be anxious for the PlayStation VR 2 to come out is because I do believe they will offer experiences better than what you're getting on Steam and on this current platform. Because because I think they're going to be the one that's going to take that leap and give us AAA experiences. Said told y'all he was a traitor. No, I got the best of both worlds. But believe me, you Spartan God, I think when the next iteration of the PlayStation VR comes out, I think that's going to end up being my go-to VR because I think that's where the best experiences are going to be. Like I said, I think given some of the things that we've heard what they plan on doing. Oh yeah, Jay Fields. Yeah, you can get one now, knowing that it's going to be compatible with the PS5. No question about that. Um, I think with the next generation, I think I think us seeing a game like MLB The Show fully playable in VR is not a stretch anymore. I think it can happen. Um, I mean, some tidbits of information have already dropped about this studio fire spread that there was formerly Sony Liverpool, and they're working on a game. They're working on one of Sony's exclusives that's globally recognized, this multi-million, and they're looking to basically bring it to VR. And when I saw that video on Game Cross's video, on his video, he is speculating that he thinks it's Horizon Zero Dawn. So for those of you who love Horizon Zero Dawn, I mean, there's a good possibility you may be able to play that game in VR, which I think would be huge. If that's the case, to tell you the truth, I have Horizon Zero Dawn, and I think I probably only completed about 25% of the game. But I can guarantee you, if the game comes to VR, I guarantee you that I'll finish it, 100%. JP Loco, thank you so much. Fatal Sharad, thank you so much again. And Christopher Hart, you said PSVR is compatible with all current games on PS5, but I will get the wireless PSVR 2 once it hits. I mean, no question I'm going to get the PSVR 2 when it hits. But naturally, I expect it to have a cord that runs from the headset to the console that will probably act as a charging cable. And I will probably use that because I'm still convinced that a hardwired connection is faster than wireless. Garuda Legends, I think I never thought I'd see the day where this narrative that VR is the future. I never thought I would hear that, but I mean, that it seems like that's getting louder and louder, that VR is the future. I really don't know if VR is the future, but I think it's going to grow enough that it's going to be there. Everybody will know that it's going to be there. You can't ignore it. And I think VR is going to grow to the point that no matter what form of VR you choose, I think there's going to be something there for you that you will like. So depends, Lincoln. Remember, wireless has shortages as well. Yeah, that's, I get you. And Jason Elliott, you said you got that platinum in Horizon Zero Dawn, but I didn't do anything of the NG plus DLC. Okay. Excuse me, people. I'm dealing with a stuffy nose here, so you hear me all that shit. Oh, please excuse me. So again, let me get into the let me reiterate the details of the giveaways. And then after that, we can talk about whatever you want after I get this out of the way again, because I think we got enough people listening that you guys get the idea. So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it like last time. I'm going to use a okay, for Christopher Hart. I just got you. Okay, and Mr. Craig Harris, thanks for the retweet. I saw that as well. So what I'm going to do, like before, I'm going to use a randomizer, and I'll just, I'll let you know, hey, this is what we're going to give away next. So what I'm planning on giving away is, I think the grand prize will be $75. I also plan on giving away my copy of Red Dead Redemption 2. You guys heard me that, you guys know by now that I'm damn near done with flat screen games. And even before I got to this point where I was, where I made the full switch to VR, you guys have probably heard me say it before a couple of times about Red Dead Redemption 2, that I don't that I think is a good game. It's just, it just doesn't, it's just not my cup of tea. And now that I'm so immersed in VR that, there's only a handful of games that can capture my attention. I mean, hell, I've only played 2 games of MLB The Show since it came out, because I've been wrapped up in so much VR whenever I wasn't working or sleeping. So with that being said, there's no doubt in my mind that I'm going to come back. That I know I'm not going to come back and play Red Dead Redemption 2. So I'm going to give that away. I guess the only stipulation to that is that you have to be in the United States, because I don't know what kind of shit I might go through having to send it to another country. I know that I do believe that because of the different formats, I don't think that a copy of Red Dead Redemption here from North America would work in PlayStations in Europe. So JP Loco, you said no one believed consoles would ever be mainstream. VR is still in its infancy, just as console once were. Absolutely. Up until now, to get a console or a PC-like experience, your headset had to be tethered to something, whether it was tethered to the PlayStation or whether it was tethered to the PC. But now with the upcoming Oculus Quest, you're gonna be able to get that PC-like experience without the PC and without cords, and that's going to put you in a position where you can take it with you anywhere. And with the inside-out tracking, it'll be able to scale any room. So, with that being said, the Oculus Quest has a chance to take what the PlayStation VR has done to the next level, and I think that might be your best chance for one of these VR headsets to gain mainstream appeal. So, I'm very hopeful that will happen. I don't have any plans of getting an Oculus Quest, but at least not right now. I mean, because in terms of performance, I'm still going to get the better experience out of the Rift because I prefer, even though I got these 3 sensors spread out, I still prefer those in this tethered to a PC. It's going to be more powerful than the Quest, but I still think the Quest still has mainstream appeal. I think it's reasonably priced, though I don't expect sales to pick up until they knock it down to like $300. But I definitely want to see that succeed. And I think, again, the Oculus Quest has the best chance of bringing the mainstream to VR. So yeah, JP Loco, VR still has a ways to go, but VR will eventually garner mainstream appeal. Yeah, I believe that, and I think the Oculus Quest is going to take that next step to get us there. So, truth be told, I thought the PlayStation VR 2 was going to give us the best chance for that. But in some sense, they're going to be somewhat starting over again when the next headset comes out because, first of all, it's got to appeal to current, PSVR users. It's got to appeal to them before you worry about it appealing to the mainstream. In terms of its specs and stuff like that, I think the PSVR 2 is probably going to be right there in the middle. I don't think it's going to be the lowest, but I don't think it's going to be the highest either. And I think Sony's ace in the hole is going to be the kind of content that they bring for us, because I think that Sony plans on putting out AAA VR content, and if it does well, I do see other third-party publishers getting on board, because I think it's a given that Bethesda is going to get on board with it because they're already double dipping. They already released the game once on flat screen, and then they come back and release it again through VR. So they're taking a double dip, So like take Skyrim, for instance. Skyrim right now, Bethesda's probably making $90 a hit off of that game because I think the game is still selling flat screen. The game is still selling flat screen for about $30. But it's selling VR for $60. So that's $90 a hit. Bethesda is double dipping. And as much as I don't like Bethesda, hey, thanks, Lunkin. As much as I don't like Bethesda, they are one of the supporters. They are one of the AAA publishers that support VR. So, Fallout 4 is in VR, and I'm curious about it. And I saw it at G2A for about $17. But yet, if you go to the Steam store, I've seen it be as high as $60. Christopher Hart, you say Nintendo is now saying the next console is going to be more powerful than the PS5 and Xbox. That's funny because Xbox is saying they're more powerful than PS5. Yeah, it's funny that Xbox came out and said that after Sony already, after Mark Cerny already gave that interview. I wonder if Nintendo and Xbox are thinking about gamers' wallets. Well, whatever Nintendo got planned next out of the big three, I think they'll be the more affordable one. Uncompetitive. You said Slayer Scrolls and RPG and Dreams is more fun than Skyrim. Hey, if it's a game, then I'm really looking forward to seeing what people can do in VR for Dreams. Definitely. Damn, I think I got off the tracks again and forgot to talk about. So let me say it one more time, and just to be clear about the giveaways, and this time I'm not going to go off the tracks until I get it all the way out. Like I said before, the grand prize is going to be $75. You got to have a PayPal account for that. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. You got to have a PayPal account. As far as the games that I'm going to give away, like I said, I'm going to give away my copy of Red Dead Redemption 2, but you have to be in the United States to be eligible to receive that. I do plan on doing other game giveaways through like G2A, and like I said before, if you are a winner and you want a game, there's I'll kind of give you your choice on how to do it. If there's something that you want on the PlayStation, what I'll do is I'll go out and get some PSN cards, and then you know what, those are North American. I can't do that. I forgot. Well, I guess it depends on where you're at. So if I say, hey, the next giveaway, I'm going to give away $30 and you decide how you want it, we can kind of do it that way. If you want the money through PayPal, I can do it that way. If you're in North America and you want some PSN cards, I can do it that way. If you find a particular game that you're looking for on G2A, you can send me the link through Twitter, and then I'll pick the game up and then I'll send the code back to you through Twitter. We can do it like that. So having a Twitter account is very important. Because one thing I can't do is, like, let's say you're in North America, right? And you win and you say, hey, I want some PSN cards. I cannot send the codes to you through PSN, because if I send you the code through PSN, their network will void that code out. So if you want some PSN cards, I'll have to send you the codes through Twitter. So the bottom line is, that's going to be the most important part. To be eligible for the grand prize, you're going to need a PayPal account. To be eligible to win the Red Dead Redemption 2 physical copy that I'm going to get away, you got to live in the United States, and everything else is kind of like, as long as you got a Twitter account, we can play it by ear. I'll say, hey, the next giveaway is going to be for $30 or $40 or something like that. Once a winner is determined, then you let me know how you want to go about, hey, do you want a game? Do you want this? Do you want that? So we'll take it step by step as far as that goes. Christopher Hart, you said, what? No, I didn't give away anything else yet. I didn't give away anything, Christopher Hart. This podcast is basically to let everybody know how I plan on doing it and let you guys know what's coming up. I plan on doing another podcast either later on today or tomorrow to do the giveaways. This is just to let everybody know ahead of time so everybody can have a chance, because that's been the one thing that's kind of, that was eating away at me, is that I had to find a way to give our European friends, and gamers, YouTubers in other countries a fair chance to win. Because all the previous giveaways that I was doing with physical copies and codes and all that kind of stuff, it was all North American stuff, and I felt really bad because I believe I have a good amount of don't got PayPal. How do you not got PayPal? JP Local in this day and age. I mean, the only way you shouldn't Shoot, no, yeah, there's no way you shouldn't be able to get PayPal. Between computers and smartphones and all that good stuff, you know, hell, with the advancement of today's cars, hell, you could probably set up PayPal on your on the navigation screen of your car these days. Who knows? You said please exclude me from the prize pool. So uh here's how I'm going to do that too. Uncompetitive. I'm going to do it like before with a randomizer. So what I'm going to do is say, hey, this is the next prize that I'm going to give away right here. You know, I might say, hey, the next prize is going to be $30 or $40, however you choose to spend it. And I'll say something like, hey, if you want to be included in this giveaway, type one into the chat. And then what I'll do is like I'll copy and paste your name and put it into the randomizer. And then I'll have the randomizer pick a winner. And then whoever the winner is, um, we'll talk about how they want to go about receiving their prize. So with that being said, anybody who doesn't want to be included in the giveaways, just don't type one into the chat. So I think that'll simplify things. So PSVR, hey, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And that's cool that you can buy your own games on competitive. This is just a thank you to everybody that subbed to the channel because I really appreciate it because this channel has definitely exceeded my expectations. I mean, I can't tell you how excited I was when I hit 50 subs. And if my memory is correct, when I hit 50 subs, I think Twisted Sin was subscriber number 50. And I was just like absolutely elated. And again, I'm doing this YouTube. I'm doing it because I'm passionate about gaming and I enjoy talking to all of you. Hey, thanks again, Christopher Hart. And this isn't a situation where I'm trying to get to 500,000 subs or something like that, so I can try to make some kind of living off of YouTube. No, I work, so I don't plan on trying to make any kind of money off of YouTube. And I said it before, and I said it again. I could have took that route and put PayPal links and Cash App links and stuff like that in the description of my podcast. But again, I'm not looking to make money off of YouTube. The only way I would do something like that is if I had a bunch of people saying, hey, can you try this game? Can you try that game? And that stuff would get pricey after a while. So that would be the only way I would start doing something like that. But that's also part of the reason why I had reached out to developers too and started asking them for review codes so I could try to, do some reviews on some games and let you get an idea of a particular game. Gamertag VRs, how you doing, my friend? Look forward to having you on the show later on today. Again, I put together about 15 mostly VR questions and a couple of non-related VR questions, but still related to gaming that I definitely want to get your take on. And that's, as I said in the last Twitter message that I sent you, I've seen your content. I've seen enough of your content to know that you'll give great and professional answers. So definitely look forward to that. So I want to reiterate to everyone that later on today, rather than live from Wakanda, I'm planning on doing a special VR edition of the Lincoln Show with guest Gamertag VR. We're going to set the time for that. Oh, I know you'll do great. I also want to let everybody know that I'm going to tentatively set the time for between 2 p.m. and 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. So I think it is going to be a great show. He has a lot of knowledge of the VR industry, and I definitely can't wait to get his take on some of these answers. And with that being said, I also want to give everybody a heads up that, I think next Saturday, Joystick Guru will be on deck. Excuse me. Oh, Christopher Hart. I also wanted to tell you that VR 365, that I subscribed to his channel about 3 weeks ago. And I also like his content too. And I think I seen him read off a couple of your comments before. Players United, Mr. VR flat screens, miss you. you know, um, and speaking of flat screens, I've said it before and I'll say it again that I think Anthony at VR 365 said it best that once he got involved in VR, he said it's hard to go back to flat screen games, and he said that he wants to live in the game, he wants to breathe the game, and that's where I'm at right now. I want to be inside the game. I want to breathe the game. Even yesterday, not yesterday, a couple of days ago when I did that PokerStars VR stream, I didn't realize that I didn't realize that the screen was minimized. So the next time I do one of those streams, I will make sure for certain that the screen is at full size. But it was so relaxing to sit at that poker table and have good conversation and interact with everybody at that poker table while having the ice cold drink of ginger ale and guava juice. It was so relaxing and so enjoyable. Um, you know what? PSVR 777. That PokerStar games that I spoke of. First of all, you're absolutely right. I've said that on more than one occasion that the PlayStation VR format does need some sort of poker game. I think that would be awesome. Um, and they can't say that it has anything to do with gambling concerns because they do have a poker game there. I think it's called All Stars Poker or something like that. It's not a VR game, but they do have I think they do have a free to play poker game at the PlayStation Store. So I can't see any reason why they shouldn't be able to bring it to the PlayStation VR. That's just one of the things that I spoke about. That the PlayStation VR is lacking a little bit. They are lacking multiplayer games, and that's definitely a poker game is definitely something that I'd love to see. But on another note, PSVR 777, Impatient Fire has said that I think it's a Trentus app out there that you can use that to play your PlayStation VR headset and use it on a PC. Okay, you got to go, gamer tag. All right, we'll catch you later. And thanks again for the congratulations. I appreciate it. And we will look for you in a few hours when you come on the VR edition of the Lincoln Show. Look forward to having you on there, friend. And we will catch you later. PSVR 777, man, that would be an awesome game to socialize with people. It is. That game is so interactive. You see people horsing around at the poker table. They'll go to the store and pull out guns and all kinds of other items that they buy from the store. What's really funny is two of the funniest things that happens on PokerStars VR is when a lady avatar shows up there and people start hitting on her and then they find out it's a man. That's one of the funniest things that happens there. And then another funny thing that happens is when people sitting right next to the two guys sitting next to each other start making out at the poker table. That's funny too. Oh my God. I laughed so hard when I saw that. But definitely it's like all the stuff that I do, all the VR games that I play, when I want to wrap it up, don't hit on a VR character until you hear their voice exactly. Even after you hear the voice exactly. You said imagine you Goy in VR. I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with that, JP Local. I mean, but it's so many VR games out there. Well, yeah, I'm at that, but if they don't bring it, we would have to make one on Dreams. Hey, hey. Definitely. I will say this though, PSVR 777, because of the limited hardware of the PlayStation VR format, I'm wondering in terms of immersion and how interactive a game can be, And I'm just wondering just how far can people take it when they make these VR creations? I mean, I guess what I'm trying to ask is, will they be able to make something really detailed and something really interactive, or will the limited hardware, um, only limit them to making some cheap looking Minecraft shit? So uh, uncompetitive dreams on PSVR 2. Shit, believe me, um, copyrights are going to be in place for Dreams when the PSVR 2 comes out, because of the beefy hardware that the PS5 is going to be. People are going to be able to make some incredible stuff on Dreams, so incredible that Sony's going to make sure none of that shit gets off of their platform and goes anywhere else. So if somebody makes an absolute hit game on Dreams, that's exactly where it's staying. The question is will Sony allow the creator of that game to monetize it? So that's a good question right there. I'm definitely going to get Dreams, but I just don't know whether to get it now because the VR mode isn't ready yet. So if I was to get Dreams, it would just sit there until the VR part goes live. Because like I said, I damn near don't play any flat screen games anymore. I'm not going to put in the time to try to create anything, but I definitely want to see what everybody else is doing on there. So who knows? Maybe I said it before. Maybe I'll pick it up today. Maybe I won't. And also on competitive, you saying I don't think PS5, PS5 2 will need a new version. All Dreams creations will be free, like Linus. No, that's what I'm saying. I don't think they're going to create a new Dreams game. I'm just saying that with the beefier hardware and the better PSVR 2 headset, I think the skies will be the limit on what people will be able to do with it. With better hardware. So that's So if anything, Oculus is what's keeping me grounded right now. Oculus is what's keeping me from losing my mind, from saying I want this, I want this, I want this. Because I'm saying if I only had one headset, I would be losing my mind. Because even though that I got what I'm looking for between the PlayStation VR and the Oculus headset, again, is what's making me very excited for PSVR 2 as well as PS5 is now that the possibility is real that I could be able to play a game like MLB The Show fully playable in VR. And we may possibly get Horizon Zero Dawn fully playable in VR. Whatever Guerrilla Games is working on, who's to say that they won't put a VR mode in it? Who's to say that they won't go back and make God of War fully playable in VR, or Spider-Man for that matter? So so I'm excited about the possibilities. I'm excited for the future of what the PlayStation VR holds, because I think that Sony has the pockets deep enough to bring us the kind of experiences that we want to see. Sony's I think the biggest entity that can give that for us. I think the next biggest entity after that might be Facebook and the Oculus platform. I mean, I consider games like Lone Echo to be of AAA quality because it looks amazing. It's still the best looking VR game that I have ever seen. But in terms of playtime, it's not AAA. It's not AAA in terms of playtime, because I think like Lone Echo, I believe is like 10 hours max playtime. But I think with Sony, they will have the pockets as well as the capabilities to bring us AAA experiences that could be 25, 30, 40 hours of playtime, fully playable in VR. I mean, they gave us that at the start of the generation with Resident Evil 7, a AAA game that was fully playable in VR. So they gave us that. We just didn't see more of it. Christopher Hart, you said if you only had one headset, PSVR is the way to go right now because you can play PSVR games and PC VR games with Steam. I agree 100%. Let me see. JP Local, you said, oh, you're talking uncompetitive, but I'll still go ahead and read the comment anyway. You said you can't see Sony offering a diskless PS5 simply because Sony won't need to. And like I said, Sony hasn't hinted at this either. I mean, we already know the Xbox ad is going to flop. So why would, they bother with a diskless PS5? I think by offering a diskless PS5, I think they would have to knock enough money off of it to entice people to buy it. I think, let's say, for instance, that the PS5 is gonna Jay Fields, you said, God damn it, you're selling me on it. You know what? Couple of months ago, when people were contemplating about whether to get a PlayStation VR headset or not, there were people, jumping in saying that you should wait and, until the next one comes out and that kind of stuff. But I think right now that the PSVR goes on sale enough that you can get bundles for $200 and $250. Now that we got confirmation that the current PSVR headset will work on the PS5, I think now would be a great time to go ahead and get a PlayStation VR headset the next time it goes on sale. Knowing that it's, sort of, I don't know if I want to use the word future proof, but knowing that you'll be able to use it on next gen hardware, I don't think that's a bad move. I think with the beefier hardware, you're definitely going to get better performance. You're definitely going to get better graphics, and you might get better visuals too. So yeah, I definitely think if money is the issue, then I will definitely wait until the next time it goes on sale. But yeah, to finish that part up about a diskless PS5, I think if Sony would have offered something like that, at the very least, I think they would have to offer it for $50 cheaper than the SKU with a disk drive. So I can't say whether Sony would do something like that. I think before Sony would do something like that, I think they might take a page out of Microsoft's book and wait and see what happens with the all digital Xbox, to wait and see if that flops or not. I think if that flops, then fuck no, Sony won't touch a diskless PS5. Hell no, I think they'll stay far away from that. But I think the only reason why, I think the biggest reason why the all digital Xbox is going to flop is because of the price. They're taking shit away from it, but didn't take any dollars off of it. You're taking away something from me. The way I see it, you take something away from me, you take the dollars away with it. You're taking a disk drive away from me, but you're not taking the dollars away to justify it. So that's nuts. But I think, like I said, I think Microsoft is going to force people's hand with that all digital box. I think what's going to happen is, I think it's possible that Microsoft may have secretly discontinued the Xbox One S with a disk drive. And I think if they have discontinued that, once all those have run out and they're all sold and they're all gone, your only option is going to be the all digital Xbox if you want to get into the Xbox ecosystem at the lowest possible cost. I think that's going to be your lowest option, is the all digital Xbox, because take my Oculus Rift for instance. At the time that I bought my Oculus Rift, it normally sold for $400, but I caught it for $350, and I thought $350 was the sale price. No, $350 was the permanent price because it had been discontinued to get ready for the Oculus Rift S. So they discontinued the current Oculus Rift. Once that runs out, that is it. You are done. Your only option is going to be the Oculus Rift S or the Oculus Quest. So why wouldn't Microsoft do something like that? So I mean, I don't know about any public announcement that was made that the Oculus Rift was discontinued, anything like that. I ended up finding that out on a YouTube video, and it was corroborated because I have gone back to the Best Buy website numerous times and looked for the Oculus Rift, and it keeps saying unavailable. That this product is unavailable, meaning that it is done. Um, you know that they probably sold out what was left of them, or I don't know. That's what I'm believing. I believe they sold out the rest of them. Yeah, y'all having a conversation within yourself. I'll go ahead and let y'all go on that. I'm approaching an hour. I'm getting hungry, so I'm gonna be ready for some breakfast here in a minute. And then I'm gonna play something. I'm not sure what time I'm gonna pick my son up, but I'm sure once he gets here, he'll probably be bouncing back and forth between his Nintendo Switch and the PC because he was playing Blade and Sorcery last weekend when he was here, and he absolutely loved it. So, yeah, I realize Sick is live. I don't know what he's doing. Just a minute, let me have a look and see what he's doing. If he's having a podcast or if he's doing a game stream. Um, and that's all the more reason to thank everybody that came. So, yeah, he's playing the Division 2. I'll check it out for a little bit because I'll be ready to wrap this up here shortly. So it was more or less to give everybody a heads up of what I got planned in terms of giveaways. So I think when all is said and done, all the giveaways I'm probably gonna give probably gonna total up to a couple $100. You know, so again, um, bad to the bone. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So everybody, make sure you got your PayPal accounts and make sure you got your Twitter accounts together. So that's going to be the key to to these giveaways. Give away a date with Doja Cat. Doha Cat, my bad. Doja Cat. Lord, my stomach is absolutely rumbling, but shit, trying to decide what I'm gonna play. And the other thing about VR, especially now, I was doing it on the PlayStation Store, but like it's gotten addictive, so to speak. Um, you know, DJ, please forgive me if I'm butchering your name. DJ, thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. Congrats on the 500. Make sure you got your PayPal and your Twitter accounts together. And again here, let me paste my Twitter. That's my Twitter. So make sure you follow me on Twitter because when I do these giveaways, Twitter is going to be how I plan to get involved. Get in touch with everybody to find out how they want to receive their prize. So make sure you got your Twitter. Make sure you got your PayPal account together. Uncompetitive. You said don't forget to play Drive Club VR before they turn the multiplayer off. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Because as of right now, because of an oversight on my PC, I don't know what the oversight is. But as of right now, Drive Club is the only VR multiplayer racer that I can play and still use my racing wheel on it. So that is my best option. All right, PSVR. So I got that right there. Let me follow you back. Gotcha. Follow that guy as well. Here, let me see here, DJ. I think you came up as a suggestion. DJ 86 504 166, all that stuff, all that area code stuff. Big Cloud, what is up? What is going on? How you doing, my friend? While I thank everybody, H Player, what is up? Thank you so much. While I'm thanking everybody for subbing to my channel, I also got to thank you along with other YouTubers for your helping me get to 500 subs. I appreciate it. Spartan God, have I seen the Sony and Insomniac game news? No, I have not. You think another Ratchet and Clank game is approaching? Shoot, I think when they showed that state of play, they showed some Ratchet and Clank looks like a remaster or something. So, but I never played any of the Ratchet and Clanks. Okay, there you go, DJ. I see that you're following me. Yeah, let me follow you back. So I will say that that I do want to put in the limitations. Unfortunately, and I hate to say this as you walking in, Big Cloud. These giveaways, I want to limit it to the subs. I think my associates, friends and associates and that kind of stuff, on the Roundtable podcast, PlayStation Plus podcast, PlayStation Legion, all that stuff. Those people would be ineligible because I want to give the subs a fair chance to win. And more than anything, and I wanted to do this, I wanted to do it in the manner that I'm doing it, to give the subs outside of North America a fair chance to win, because I haven't been able to do anything for them because the codes and games and stuff like that I've given away have all been within North America. So, Loco, you say you love you some Ratchet and Clank. Okay, but it's about an hour. I'm gonna get ready to get on out of here, and I definitely want to thank everybody for tuning in. And again, today, make sure you tune in between 2 p.m., somewhere between 2 and 2:30 p.m., as I will be doing a special VR edition of the Lincoln Show. So yes, the Lincoln Show will come back at least for one day, with my special guest Gamertag VR, as we talk a lot of VR related stuff. So make sure you tune into that, and then possibly later on that evening, that's when I will do the giveaways. I will either do that later on this evening or tomorrow. So, excuse me. So again, this oh yeah, DJ, your boy Gamertag. Yes, he's going to be a guest on here later on today, and then next Saturday, Joystick Guru will be my guest. So make sure you tune into those. JP Loco, congrats again, Clayson. Adios, my gaming amigos. All right, we will catch y'all later. So again, keep an eye out, for the VR edition of the Lincoln Show today, and we will catch you guys later. I'm about to grab some breakfast, and then I think I'm going to stream something on one of these VR headsets. I don't know. What should I play today? That's just it. That's one thing about the high. That's one thing about the high attach rate for VR games. I think everybody who owns a VR headset of any sort, whether it's PlayStation VR or whether it's Oculus Vive or whatever, I think they all have a ton of games because there's so many different experiences out there, and they're all affordable. A lot of these games are $20. So you can get 3 VR games for the price of one AAA game. You know, some of them are bullshit, but some of them are hidden gems. Craig Harris, what is up? What is going on? So, and next time we get together, Craig, I definitely want to get your take on how you feel about the possibility of Horizon Zero Dawn being fully playable in VR. I definitely want to get your thoughts on that, knowing how much you like that game and how you feel that that is the best looking game ever. So definitely. You say Christopher Hart, play some Jupiter and Mars. Okay, I'm gonna take a look at that because, like I said, I'm gonna grab a quick bite to eat and then I'm gonna switch on, the PlayStation PC, one of these things, and then find something to play and stream it. So I will see you guys in a little bit. Thanks for tuning in. Again, I want to thank everybody for subbing. I really appreciate it. I want to thank everybody who's helped me on this journey. I couldn't have done it without you. And I will see you guys in a little bit. And that's all I got. So like, share, all that good stuff. And we'll see you guys in a little bit. Take it easy, people.